All right, good afternoon. It's Jalan from the Paradox Gaming Network, and welcome back to Archeage 101. Today we're going to be talking about gear, specifically some questions from some viewers about Ayanad versus Obsidian gear, and then I'm going to show people the combine bracers and belts, because in some discussions this week there were some people who had no idea what I was talking about. As always, if you need to get in touch with me, you can do so through the webpage. You can hit me up through email. Discord's easiest because I'm on it all day. You can join the Archeage 101 Discord right here with that link, or you may just happen to find me on Twitch because I have started going back to doing a little bit of late night streaming. We're going to get to that in just a second. For November, I have another 10 squirrels to give away. Tryon gave away more squirrels for the creators to give away. And I am $18 of $50 towards raffling off 5 Apex. If you have seen my Patreon site, anything that I earn through there has a specific purpose, and the first $50 goes to 5 Apex to raffle off. Speaking of Twitch, looking for some feedback from some people on which would be the best day to Twitch. If you just leave a comment on what day you'd like to see Archeage 101 go live, that way you could get some immediate answers to some questions and not have to wait for a video to get put together. And finally, I want to give a big congratulations to Savannah Lynn. She has really kept people motivated to decorating their houses. I absolutely love her project that she's been doing with her blog, that she goes out every week and visits housing. And Tryon has finally gotten smart and let her in the creators program. So congratulations, Sav, and welcome to the program. So here we go. Today's objective. We're going to talk about gear, and we're going to compare Ayanad to Obsidian gear. Now, I'm going to focus on healers, leather melee, and mages this week, mainly because I can give you some definitive answers. I know all the archers out there, they really want an answer to how they should be gearing. Well, archers, I'm sorry, we're still doing some theory crafting, and this is really an in-depth discussion. But I can tell you that archers, in the meantime, if you don't have an ERENOR bow, that should be your goal. And then, as I said, we're going to talk about the combine belts and the combine bracers. And if you need to know where I'm drawing these statistics, what I'm doing is I'm using Archeage calculator. I'm plugging in the gear. Great resource for you to use. I'm going to put a link to that in the description below. So Ayanad or Obsidian? Well, for a healer, a lot of people are going to tell you that an Obsidian set is going to make you tankier than the Ayanad stone. And the truth of the matter is you're going to see in just a few minutes that's not true. The Ayanad stone does have some serious benefits, and that's that set bonus, and you're going to see that, and then it remains tradable. One downside to the Ayanad is that once you upgrade it to ERENOR, it kind of loses some of its benefit because it loses that set bonus. But we're not going to talk about ERENOR today. I just want you to realize that when you upgrade to ERENOR, you do lose that set bonus. For the Obsidian gear, the pro is that it has huge equip effects, and that's going to be important on several of the different pieces of gear. But the downside is it's bound. As soon as you use it, it's bound, and you're always having to upgrade it if you want to trade it or sell it. So straight by the numbers, you can compare the Ayanad Epic set on the left to the T6 Obsidian set on the right. But what I've done is I have indicated that on the left, the Ayanad set is going to win hands down with the defensive tanking portion. Higher physical defense, more health, and that flat damage reduction all just are huge things that make the stone set more defensive. But on the right hand side, you're looking at a much better healing set, because right off the bat, that crit rate increase, that much lower cast time, that healing power, that crit heal bonus that comes from the Obsidian gloves, those things are going to just make the Obsidian set the better healing set. So really our discussion is going to boil down to this 3.7% damage reduction versus the 689 toughness. Alrighty, straight by the numbers, a direct comparison mathematically to the defense capability of these two sets, we have all of our pedigree information I've shown on those previous slides, all plugged in properly. Here is your toughness from the Obsidian set. Here is that 3.7 flat from the Ayanad set. Now, right here is the first difference, because this much defense gives you 36%. This much defense gives you 30%. There's your mitigation rates. And then your toughness mitigation rate is about 8% when you don't have any, when you're just comparing the initial 689. So as you can see, as we come down, all the math and all the goodness, your effective hit points on the Ayanad set is 35,000.8. But the Obsidian is only 28.6. The reason why is with the higher defense mitigation right off the bat in the way things stack and reduce as they go, having a higher flat defense with 3% additional mitigation, you're really looking at about 9.7%, where the toughness mitigation is only 8. Now, I know what people are going to say, that as that toughness curve increases, well, the problem is that as the toughness curve increases via gems, the Ayanad set is also going to be increasing via gems, and the Ayanad set's going to get that initial benefit because the early toughness provides more mitigation than the later toughness. So, hands down, this Ayanad set is going to give you about 35k effective hit points, and that's before adding in anything like physical defense off the costume or the undergarments. When you start stacking in gems, when you start doing tempering, because all of this is untempered. So no matter what you do over here to the right on the Obsidian gear, because the Ayanad starts off at a higher value, it's always going to stay as far ahead. And because the tempering is a percentage based, I could have gone back and done that tempering. The Ayanad's going to start even that much higher. So anybody that says the Obsidian gear is going to let you tank as well as the Ayanad stone set, they're flat wrong. They're simply flat wrong. So if you're looking for the tankiest set, it's the Ayanad. If you're looking for the most effective healing set, that's the Obsidian. So hands down, effective hit points 35.8 versus 28.6. However, you got to think about what is a healer supposed to be doing. Is a healer supposed to be healing, or is a healer supposed to be tanking? Now, I know coming from me, that's hypocritical because I spend a lot of time on the front lines. However, as I talk about melee DPS as the next section, I've actually had to back off trying to frontline or engage melee because they've just become so much more powerful that absolutely I would need to switch to an Ayanad stone set to continue what I'm doing. So let's jump right into those melee DPS. Now, a lot of people say, well, Obsidian is fine. However, I've done an awful lot of research into the Ayanad Flame set. And the 7 set bonus is a 9% attack increase. Now, I want you to look at as the stats that I've put up here. Just an Ayanad Flame set with a Divine ERENOR Long Spear already puts me at 1,325 melee attack. That is a ridiculous amount of melee attack. It leaves me at 8.3% crit, but that amazing 76.9% crit damage because you're getting the 16.6 from the Ayanad 4 set. Now, that's before costume, combat panties, the cloak, the accessories, any gems. Just this gear, untouched, makes you dangerous to a cloth wearer. When I throw on some just basic accessories, not optimized costume, combat panties, whatever have you, that takes me to 1,408 melee attack, 123% melee crit damage, 22.2% melee crit rate, 15.4% melee skill damage, and a whole lot of backstab damage. Now, what's your trade-off here? You are very glass cannon-y with this set because you're not getting a lot of stamina, you're not getting a lot of mitigation. But the truth of the matter is, if you're playing Dark Runner or something with stealth, and you can pop out with this much melee attack, the best defense is a good offense. You're going to take somebody out before they can react, before they can heal, and that's just going to be the end of it. Alrighty, so the next topic is MAGE DPS gear. And this comes from not so much a question, but a comment I saw where somebody said that mages should be running the 7/7 Lake set because it's the same exact thing as a Dark Runner running the 7/7 Flame set. And so the premise here is, will 7% magic attack overcome the equip effect on the Obsidian? So 7% will overcome that, right? Well, an Epic T6 Hood will give you 24.7 magic attack, and the Epic T6 Chest is going to give you 37.2. So this is going to take you to 61.9 magic attack from those two pieces. So that means once your magic attack is 885 or more, you're getting more from the Epic Ayanad Lake set 7-piece bonus than you're getting from those two individual Obsidian pieces. So what does that mean? That means that you have to be using a Divine ERENOR Scepter with magic attack from the costume or other places, a Divine ERENOR Staff, a Legendary T7 Scepter, or an Epic T6 Staff. Now, that's a pretty impressive set of hardware for your main hand. And I want to say it right now that if you're running a staff as a mage, you are total glass cannon. You have absolutely no defense because you don't have a shield. If you're running the Lake set, you don't have the toughness inherent to the bracers or the belt. So you better not get hit. You better not get jumped on because you're going to die very quickly. But maybe that's what the mage wants. Maybe a mage wants to do as much damage as they can possibly put out, and they don't really care about survivability. Well, let's see if the Lake set's going to work for that. So on that Ayanad set, one thing I want to say right off the bat is you are going to have a high hit point pool. The Lake set does give a significant amount of stamina. The 4-set bonus, it gives you 708 hit points. Not a lot. I mean, it helps, but anymore when you're getting hit for 40k hits, what's 708 going to do for you? So you're really only doing the Lake set for that magic attack 7%. So you're losing the toughness on the combine pieces. The Lake set doesn't have the damage reduction that the cloth set has, so that calculation goes right out the window. And most mages are running a Scepter Shield for survivability, so that means they're not maximizing that 7%. As we go down, again, I'm going to use an Epic ERENOR Scepter for the comparison, because unlike the healing set where I could just see how much healing power it gave, since we're talking about a percent multiplier, I have to have that base magic attack to have the 7% add on to. So if I go with an Ayanad Lake Epic set, little bit higher physical defense, little bit higher magic defense, quite a significant higher health pool. But then look at the other stats. The crit rate's lower, the crit damage is lower, again the cast time is much lower. But I'm not seeing a huge magic attack difference. In fact, 6.94 is all the difference you're getting by running the Lake set versus running the T6 Obsidian with the combined bracers and belt, because the hood and the chest piece are just flat adding on. So what if we decide we're going to go bigger glass cannon and we're going to go with an ERENOR staff? Again, direct comparison, we see the health pool goes up a little bit. We see the crit rate goes up a little bit. Now, the staff, the Ayanad Lake set, because it's a staff, brings the cast time down. But so does the T6 Obsidian set. And now you're looking at 82.3%. And now you're starting, that's a noticeable cast time. But look at the magic attack again. You're 16.74 versus 13.29. you've gained 16.74 magic attack. You've lost a lot of survivability, especially in this build because you're going without a shield. Now, the question becomes, why can a leatherware transition to Ayanad Flame and get this huge increase in their offensive capability, where a clothy DPS mage can't really achieve the same results? Well, that becomes the nature of the Obsidian cloth compared to the Obsidian leather. Now, on the Obsidian cloth, every single piece of the Obsidian cloth benefits the main purpose of the gear. Your head and your chest give you the bonus to healing and magic. The gloves give you the bonus to crit. The legs and the feet, if you mix and match and take one of each, bonus to cast time. All things that a mage wants to stack up. Whereas the Obsidian leather, only the headpiece and the gloves are offensive. The chest and the legs are defensive stat, and the feet are mitigation, evasion, and parry. So really, when you look at this, Obsidian cloth, every single piece helps you do damage or heal. Whereas Obsidian leather, only 2 pieces help you DPS. So ultimately, when a leather wearer makes that decision to leave the Obsidian line, they know straight out they are sacrificing a little bit of mitigation and a little bit of defense stat for a whole lot of offense. Whereas the mage DPS, I'm sorry, but I'm just not seeing this total increase in firepower. To scroll back, I would much rather have more cast time, more crit, and toughness. I would rather have those things in my mage set than I would want to give up all of that for 7 magic attack. I mean, personally, look right here, that crit damage and that crit rate, that 6.5% crit damage is way more important than magic attack. And again, people are going to say, well, I can augment the left, but any augmentation you do to the left, you can do to the right. So the question was asked when it comes to the leather, could you run 4-piece flame plus the 2 obsidian to maximize and mix and match? Well, you could, but the epic T6 leather piece gives 26 melee attack. At 9% melee attack from the 7-piece bonus, you'd only have to have 289 melee attack to have the 9% start providing more. And truthfully, I showed you on the ERENOR weapon, you're going to be almost at 1,000 from just the weapon, so you're going to be getting 90 from the 7-piece bonus. So could you mix and match? Sure, if you really wanted to. Should you mix and match? No, I don't think so. You should most certainly go with the 7-piece set bonus. If you're going to break out of Obsidian, definitely get the 7-piece set bonus. So that really leaves me with the big question of where's my 7 to 9% healing power set? Because when the sets were all decided on, healing power wasn't offensive, so give me 9% healing power from somewhere, and no, I'm never going to get that. Never mind. Alright, to talk about the Combine Belt, nothing new. Been around for a long time, but as there's constantly an influx of new players into the game, want to make sure you understand what I'm talking about when I say the Combine Belt. So here you go. Here's the 3 of them for the 3 classes. Now, I will point out to you veteran players, these can be upgraded now. That recipe is in the portfolio. Not going to go into the upgraded one today. I'm really focusing on the basics. So in order to make these, pretty simple. The Cruel Glory Sash, you need the Grimghast armor set. The Reckless, you need the Crimson Rift armor set. And the Tenacious, you need Gatekeeper Herod's armor set. Once you have all those pieces, you need 2 of the top-end cloth, leather, or metal. You know, the Sunridge ingots, the Wind Spirit leathers, the Cloud Spun fabrics. And then you need 60,000 honor. Go to the Warriors bench in your city capital. Done. There you go. Also going to talk about the Combine Bracers because, again, somebody was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Here's your 4 sets of Combine Bracers. Really, for a healer, you can't beat this combo effect. Basically, your cast time on Mend being 35 seconds faster and resetting the cooldown for Mend and healing him on a crit heal. On the plate, that 10% duration on Stun, Sleep, and Fear, okay, 10% is great. But the 300 resilience again, the mages, man, there is nothing more frustrating than having a mage down to under 1,000 hit points and they get the free invuln. That's just ridiculous, but good on you, mages. Exploit it. And then the leather ones have the backstab melee damage and 242 focus. Again, 7% backstab melee increase versus 9% melee attack across the board. Haven't really been seeing a lot of people use the combined leather bracers. They've all gone to Ayanad Flame. So to finish those SERP bracers, they're called the SERP bracers, or I call them the combined bracers because you're combining 7 pieces of armor. You need the 7 pieces of SERP armor for your set, 500 warrior medals, and again, 2 of those top tier cloth leather medals. This is what you need to finish off the job. Alright guys, and that's it for today. Today we really went over that Ayanad versus Obsidian gear, and I am really hoping that the comments are going to blow up. I'd love to see a ton of good discussion. If you can, come over to my Discord, which I'll put the link in below, because I'd love to theory craft out these discussions with you. Comments here are fine too. I'll probably cut and paste them over so everyone else in that Discord can see them. But really we focused on healers, and it's a split decision. If you want to be a tanky healer, it's the stone set. If you want to be a healer, it's the Obsidian set. Leather melee, Ayanad Flame, it's just going to put you so much higher on your DPS. And then mages, really up to you, but I'm looking for mages to give me some feedback on what you think, because I know a lot of mages ride one hype train or the other, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe I factored something in there wrong. And then I introduced all the new players back to the combined bracers and the combined belts, and I hope that all the veteran players out there have upgraded their combined belts. Alright guys, and as always I'm going to ask you for 3 things. First and foremost, if you haven't already done so, please subscribe. That way you get notified whenever I release a video on Archeage or Fortnite or Ashes of Creation. Number 2, if this video met your expectations, please give it a thumbs up. And number 3, if I missed the mark on the video, go ahead and leave me a comment. This video especially, I'd love to see lots of comments. I want to have a big old discussion on gear so that we can really help all these new players get into the best gear possible for them. Hey you, yes, you, yeah, you, I'm talking to you. Hit that subscribe button. Watch a couple of more videos. Go check out our website.